Hello, hello, hello. So this is the second update and it's been quite a week. So first of all, I've been painting the river. So this is my local river, Oita River, and this is what it looks like from my drone. So this is my favorite painting. So I've done paintings of the river like this before last year, and I think it's one of those subjects that I've become a bit obsessed with and will now and again keep going back to and painting again. And here's another one I did, and this time portrait format. And I was quite interested with the pattern of light across the surface of the river and these small islands in the middle of the river. And the reason also why I did this particular painting is I now have a course and I'm teaching about using white paint, and this painting uses quite a bit of white paint. So obviously here for the tops of the buildings and also for the path here, I mix it with another colour to get a kind of a slightly, well, browner colour. You can see it better on this one, I think. No, maybe not, but anyway, I'll show you later. I mix it with another colour to get a kind of milky brown colour, which looks quite good. And also for the background, I made the background hazy and the mountains soft by painting over it with a watery mix of white paint. So I think it looks pretty good. Some people, some artists, watercolor artists, think using white paint is a complete no-no and should be banned. But for me, the most important thing is the result, and if it looks good, then I'll use it. And it really makes the painting process a lot easier as well. So yeah, this was another one I did. This may have been the first one. And I don't know why I painted this island green. It does not match. So I had another go, and this time I decided to paint it the brown colour, but it's a bigger size, this one. But it kind of became a more reddish brown. So I quite like this. Maybe I got a bit stiff when I painted this picture because I was videoing myself doing it, and so I'm not sure it's got quite the looseness of the previous one. Shall I show you it again? I think that's probably better, apart from that green island. That's weird. Anyway, this is my final one, and I think that's enough. I've done enough, but I'm quite happy with this one. I added some trees here, and yeah, here with this path, this is a mix of white paint and yellow ochre and alizarin crimson. So I think that works quite well. Yes, I'm happy with this painting. I think it's good. Yeah, very interesting. But it took a lot of effort to make this area down here darker. It took a lot of effort to do that. Okay, and then I got a little bit bored and moved on to another thing, which was this tree. And this is once again by the river, and I had some photos. I walk by the river every day, and whenever I see a good scene, I'll take a photo. And I saw this tree, and although it's a green tree, because of the sunlight, it had a purplish colour. And I just thought that looks beautiful. And you've got this purple here, but the shadow was a blue colour. And then you've got this warm yellow winter grass. And I just thought these are really nice colours. And so I had a go at painting that, and once again I decided to go for a portrait format, and yeah, I'm really quite happy with that. And I had another photo from the river, and again, it was a tree with the light hitting the tree and giving it an unusual colour, this time orange. But I went a little bit crazy and I added a bit of green here and a bit of blue here. And I got really interested in this grass and the texture of the grass. And I think I did a really good job at that. The only thing I'm disappointed about is that this was just playing around, but I wish I'd done a sky, because if I'd done a sky, then this might have been a really good painting. Anyway, today I had another go, and yeah, it's a little bit different. I love the sun in this one, and I love this faint blue mountain, this, and this is good, but the purple needs to be stronger, much stronger. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can really see the purple there, but here it's not so obvious. And this is like a concrete factory or whatever. There's lots of them in Japan, and I think we maybe should get rid of that. Don't you think so? Let me know in the comments, yeah? I don't think that adds to the painting. So yeah, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And which do you prefer? Do you like the landscape format or the portrait format? I think this portrait one is looking much better, much more exciting than this one. But this is not bad. I love the light, the sky in this one, and this faint blue mountain. So what I did here was I did the sky first, I let it dry, then I wet this area, and then I did blue on top. But timing is critical. You have to wait a while before you do this. And also, you just touch it with your brush, with paint on your brush, and you just touch the surface. And if the paint spreads really quickly, then you know it's too soon and you just got to wait a little bit longer. But it looks really good, right? Okay, and the final thing with the painting is to show you something I did in early January. So this place is called Kuju. It's a beautiful national park, and yeah, this basically, there's a big story behind this. Basically, there's a cafe gallery place in this national park, and I did an exhibition there, and I sold no paintings, and I was so disappointed. Yeah, 2019 this happened, and I basically left the gallery on the last day, and I drove off into this national park area, and it was a dismal day. It might have been raining, it was cloudy, it was dull, and I was feeling so down. And then suddenly the clouds parted, the sun came out, it was beautiful gold and white mist, and then the golden winter grass. It was amazing. And I did a lot of paintings from that particular scene. I took photos and then did paintings, and that was in 2019, maybe 2020 I did that. And I've returned back to the subject, and that often happens with me. If something really inspires me, I suppose, then I'll go back and paint it again and again and again. And so, yeah, I hope you're not seeing this as like a big fist coming down. The fist of God. No, I don't want it. I don't want people to see it like that. But I had a lot of fun doing this, and I used a liner brush to get these lines of light in the sky. And I think it looks really beautiful. So I'm so happy with this, and the soft mountain and the mist and the golden yellow winter grass. And I did quite a few. Nowadays I tend to do like a series. It just stops me from making too many paintings, and what do I do with them? Yeah, so I just tend to do a series nowadays. So here's another one, this time with a wall and a tree and some fir trees. And another one. And this time you've got that, once again, that really dramatic lighting effect. But the grass is a bit dull in this one. So, and then the final one. And I really like the sky in this one. And I think I even used white paint here on my liner brush. And that's while the sky area was wet. And this too has been done with white paint. So I quite like it. And I think that looks really, really nice. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so a few personal things, because you might find it interesting. If you don't, let me know. I made a list. So I'm reading a book, a biography about Gauguin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And I wanted to read about him because I learned that he became a successful banker. He had a wife and a child. And one day he just decided that he was unhappy with his situation and he quit his job, left his wife and child, and went off to somewhere like Tahiti and became an artist. And I thought that's very interesting. So I wanted to read about him. So I got his book. Well, I got a book about him. And the very first page begins with with Gauguin being 54 years old, and he's writing his memoirs, and he says that he tried to poison himself a few days ago and failed. And he adds that his 14-year-old wife has just left him, and that's his third wife, and he's covered in syphilitic, is that how you say it? Syphilis, as an adjective, syphilitic sores, of which luckily I have no experience and hopefully will never have any experience of, but very, very larger than life person. So I'm enjoying reading that book. The second thing was that we had an earthquake. So about 1:30 in the morning, the whole house started to sway and it was bad. The television fell down and we all crouched under the table, the dining room table, my wife, my daughter and me above them. And luckily we were okay, but it was a bit scary. And anyway, I've been researching if there's such a thing as an earthquake-proof table. And there is, but sadly I don't seem to be able to buy one in Japan, but that's what I'm looking for. So if you can give me any help on that, it would be much appreciated. And if not, then maybe I'll have to make one. But anyway, yeah, life is definitely, my life is not like Gauguin, but yeah, some interesting things happen. And then the final thing is, last year I began doing some gardening, and I have a very small garden in the city next to a very busy road, but I did manage to grow some potatoes. I was so delighted. It's my first time. It was like magic. It was just like magic. Anyway, I ate them and they were delicious. And recently I saw these plants in the garden that were very, very high up, and there was many of them, and I thought I need to pull them up because it just doesn't look very nice. And I was thinking, is there anything under there? And anyway, there was some daikon. So daikon is Japanese radish. Normally they're about this big, but mine were this big. But I was so happy and I ate one of them and it was delicious. So I just thought I'd share that with you. And and also the final thing, I didn't do a lot of painting this last week because I made a video, and it's over 1 hour, and it's basically full of instrumental music, and I thought that people could listen to it while they're studying or something, and at the same time I could show my paintings. It's one of my ways of trying to show people my work, but also I'm hoping that people will just play it and then leave it running while they're studying, and obviously that will help my YouTube account because it will increase my number of hours. And so I made this video, and the thing was, it took a lot of time. It's got about 64 paintings on it, and it's most of the paintings, or a lot of the paintings, I did from 2021, but I couldn't show everything because it was too much. So if I went on a painting trip, for example, and I did about 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 paintings, I just show one of them or 2 or 3. But anyway, at the end of this video, I'm going to have a link, and so you'll be able to see that video. And anyway, I hope you enjoy it. But this is what happened. My plan was every day I would do maybe half an hour or 1 hour, and then I would do painting or normal stuff. But actually what happened is I couldn't stop. I was like glued to the chair, and sometimes that happens to me. And it was like tedious at times because I had to do all these titles. So if you want a good laugh, just look at some of my titles. I mean, some of them really want to make me cringe. Like, let me think of one. Highway in Heaven. It's difficult. Titles are difficult. I kind of swing between something that's very prosaic, like this is a highway in Oita Prefecture, to something that's really pretentious, like Highway in Heaven. But how do you say that? So anyway, basically, if you look at that video and you have any ideas about better titles, please let me know, because if I like it, I'll change it. I really, really will, because, you know, 2 brains are better than 1, in my opinion. But anyway, I got really a bit obsessive about making that video. And then I also did it in Japanese, which my Japanese is so God knows what those titles are like in Japanese. But anyway, I did my best. And that's all. So this is my update number 2. And next week I'll have an update number 3. But hopefully there won't be another earthquake or anything too dramatic. So bye for now, and I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.